Hey, are you hungry? I'm hungry. Let's make some food.
Hey, turn up the caramello and chisel on the shizney. It's time for me to what? Let me introduce myself. I'm Gino Burrito. My pants are made of leather. I find it hard to concentrate weight.
Hey, so I did a real dumb thing today. I was doing some stuff and I wasn't thinking about anything, and then suddenly it was 5 p.m. and I hadn't eaten anything. And I feel just a little bit like I might die. So I'm gonna make some food really quickly, but I thought this was a perfect opportunity to show you how fast and easy it can be to make something with vegetables in your kitchen. I think a lot of people think, vegetables are something you buy when you have a fancy recipe you're gonna make, or, something that you only eat with dinner maybe. I really want to show you that you can eat them at any time, you can eat them as a snack, you can make them really simple, it does not have to be a big deal. And they can be fast and simple, and when you're hungry and you want something now, your only option doesn't have to be pulling something out of the freezer and popping it in the microwave. So I want to get to this because I'm really hungry. What I have today, I was looking in my fridge and I was like, what can I make immediately? Because I'm really hungry. So I have, that's not a great example. Let's find a pretty one. Oh, pretty one. Remember these? These are my Padron peppers. And these cook really fast and they're so delicious. And they're a great sort of midday snack. They're great for moments when, like right now, you're like, look, I'm not in a decision-making kind of mood. I need to eat right now. And once I've eaten something, I can figure out if I want to eat more or what else I'm going to make. So let's just do this super quick. And I can show you how that gets done. I don't have a great angle on this. I only have one camera. It's my cell phone for now. We're working on it, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay. If there is one thing that you learn from me, there's perfect and there's what gets you fed. And they don't have to be the same thing. It is okay. I am going to heat my pan up. I use cast iron because I grew up with it and it makes me happy. You can use whatever you have. It is okay. This is going to go on like a medium high. I know it looks like medium, but trust me, I know this stove. It is one of those weird stoves that gets a little quirky. Kind of like if you've ever had a junky old car. Like you learn its quirks and you're like, oh hey, you can only roll the window down while making a left-hand turn. So I'm gonna get that nice and hot. This is the hardest part, just waiting for it to be hot enough because I just want to start cooking right now because I am so hungry, you guys. I am so hungry, y'all. A lot of people are scared of cast iron. You really shouldn't be. Yeah, you can mess it up, but there's very little that you can't come back from. Even if you really mess it up and it gets just covered in rust, you can still recover it. It's a lot of work, but you can still recover it. A lot of people think it's fiddly. A lot of people think that, there's this myth that you can't use soap and water on it. You can. I mean, I do. Is my finish perfect? No. Perfect? What gets you fed? I'm gonna consider this hot enough because I can't stress enough. I gotta eat. So I'm gonna toss some of these green babies in there. With a little bit of a sizzle. I would have liked more, but I'll get more. It's okay. It'll heat up. One nice thing about cast iron is it gets real hot. And it holds its heat. I was just watching a video about that. Let's do about half. Then I'll have some more for later. This is a good amount to start with. A lot of people think that they heat more evenly. They kind of don't. And especially if you're used to using them, you do kind of get a feel for, okay, when it's in this part of the pan, it's going to get more heat, and this part of the pan, you get less heat, kind of like when you're working with a barbecue grill, which is cool, honestly. I'm gonna move these guys around. Don't put your hands in a pan. I just did that, but I make bad decisions. So some of this is going to be instructional, and some of this is going to be learned from my fail. Let me grab something to move these around with. So I'm just going to use a fork. Doesn't matter. This is the secret to so many things in life. It just doesn't matter that much. It really doesn't. So you do want some salt on this. I really like coarse salt for this. So generally I would reach for like my coarse sea salt, but I just got this stuff. I just bought this. This is some Jacobsen sea salt with some black garlic in it. And I was very intrigued by that. It was a little bit more money than I wanted to spend, but sometimes you gotta treat yourself. And I love garlic, and I love salt, and I use them a lot. And that is the roasty, toastiest, garlickiest, loveliest smell. So I'm gonna call it worth it. So you just kind of, it's not really any more complicated than that. You want a good amount, like, it's sort of a little bit like when you get a pretzel. You know, you wouldn't put that much salt on anything else, but you want those great big nugs of salt so that when you bite into it, it goes crunch and it's part of the experience, okay? Finer ground salt is more for enhancing the total experience, but this is going to be more about being an experience in and of itself. Man, I gotta eat. I'm losing it. Oh yeah, getting back to the thing about the cast iron. I'm all over the place. I'm so hungry right now. There's maybe a clue to why I forgot to eat for so long. Going back to the cast iron, yeah, it doesn't heat evenly, but what it does is it holds its heat well. That's really the important thing, because with some other types of pans, I just learned this and I was really intrigued by this. You know, you have your pan up to a certain heat, you throw stuff in there, and then your pan is less hot. And then you have to kind of bring it back up to temperature, blah, 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 blah. These bad boys stay hot. So that's less of a problem, according to the video I just watched, which I will link, if I remember to do that. I'm gonna try and remember to do that, and if I don't, you better remind me. That didn't happen. You know, sometimes the floor gets hungry, and you gotta share. Don't be greedy. You know, the floor does a lot for you. It keeps you from being in your downstairs neighbor's apartment. I'm sure they appreciate that too. Share your food. So what you're gonna see, it smells really, really good. I'm sorry that you can't see it, and I'm sorry that you can't smell it. I'm gonna really, really carefully, don't do this. I'm doing this, but don't do this. I'm gonna reach in here. Very hot. And see how they get kind of roasty toasty? And it's called blistering, for obvious reasons. And we're just gonna let it get like that all over. If you can very, very carefully press down on some of them, get some of the air out. You just want to be really careful because you have hot oil in there. And you're not only releasing air, you could potentially release a little bit of water, which could create some splattering, and don't hurt yourself. Okay? Be really careful because I love you. Ow! See, I'm gonna say about 40% of my cooking is me saying ow. Okay. I'm gonna call that done. Look how fast that was. That was like nothing. So then, bliggity blam. Don't grab the handle with your bare hand. Ask me how I know. And then try and get the peppers and leave the oil in the pan as much as possible. If you've got something else to make that you're making right away, you can just throw that right in there and it's gonna be yummy. So everything off, remove that to the back burner. It is totally normal for a stove to smoke. That's in everybody's kitchen, right? Okay. So when these guys are done, they look at it like this. They look, damn, that smells good. I'm really, really hungry and I want this right now. You should wait and let it cool off a little bit. I'm not gonna, because I'm dying. Oh. It's so hot, but it's so good. I kind of like things extra hot. Like, not just spicy, but like, you know how when you eat your pizza, you know the old joke, I eat my pizza like a hipster, I eat it before it's cool. I like that. and it's like when it takes off a little layer of the roof of your mouth. I just like that's part of the experience for me. I don't know. That's a weird thing to like, but that garlic flavor is so good. I am gonna add just a wee bit of regular salt though. I didn't think it would need more, but just a tiny bit, just so you get that little pop. Oh my god. You don't have to put something in the microwave when you're hungry and you want something fast. You can do something like this too. If what you're craving is something from the microwave, that's all right. You know, I'm not here to judge your life. You gotta live your life. Life is hard, right? Especially right now. Like, don't take judgment from anybody. It's so good. But the main idea is that you have options. That's all. That's all I'm here to say. You don't even understand. Oh, this is exactly what I wanted. Sometimes you just get exactly what you want. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great day.
Hey, turn up the caramello and shizzle on the shizney. It's time for me to what? Let me introduce myself. I'm Gino Burrito. My pants are made of leather. I found a hot